Let's get right into this review for One Battle After Another. Alright, so this film is directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. Leonardo DiCaprio is the main lead at the helm, and the film stars some other remarkable cast members ranging from Benicio del Toro to Chase Infiniti. And it goes without saying that the entire casting was spot on. Everyone in this film nailed their respective character roles, and their acting chops helped to immerse me into the narrative being told here each step of the way. So kudos to everyone involved. And now that I watched this film in its entirety, what did I think about the cinematic package here? This was pretty darn good, and I found it to be a totally unique film that took me on a cinematic roller coaster of an experience. Tons of originality with this highly effective narrative and an awesome ensemble to tug and pull this film in all the right directions in regards to the story execution. Even with the 2 hour and 41 minute runtime, it never entirely felt that long. I think a solid 85% of this film had me fully immersed into the experience, and I was curious to see what will happen next. The visuals were fun to witness, and most importantly, I found a lot of the soundscape to work wonderfully here, so kudos to the entire sound design team. And yeah, everything in this cinematic package just felt meticulously planned in its execution, ranging in between the soundscape and the visuals, which made for an effective viewing experience from beginning to end. On top of that, really a lot of the core dialogue involved in this film was highly effective in majority of the story beats. The character dynamics and seeing the drama unfold with all the smart banter involved easily highlights to me why this screenplay was a tier above a lot of the other dramas that I witnessed recently. This film truly was a roller coaster of one battle after another in all the good ways. In terms of the negatives, I think the only true flaw and gripe I had with this film was that I found Act 3 to drag on far too long for its own good. A lot of the pieces to the puzzle and the story elements were laid bare by the endpoint of Act 2, making some major aspects to the rest of the storytelling a bit too predictable. Especially during a particular chase scene, I felt it could have been cut down a bit more to have a sharper pacing with the entire segment. Also, I found some of the pivotal story arcs with some particular characters involved to be B tier in its execution. For example, how a certain custody escape was even possible for one particular character outright blew my mind in a negative light. Also, there was another set of questionable decisions I've witnessed with another character in Act 3, which I won't dig deeper for spoilers' sake. But yeah, there were no deep negatives to outright ruin this film's entire package, so kudos to everyone involved in making this well-rounded screenplay. With all that being said, my final score for One Battle After Another ends up being 9 out of 10. This is a worthy addition to the cinematic experiences I've witnessed so far in my life. There's a lot of fun to be had, and I highly recommend you check this one out at the theaters if you were already interested through the previews. I honestly wouldn't mind checking this film out again sometime in the near future. This was a cinematic experience that left me well satisfied enough by the end of the journey. Anyways, thanks for checking this review out. I'll have another one coming out next week, so stay tuned for that, and I shall see you on my next upload. Until then, stay safe out there, and peace.